Minecraft is one of the most successful video games ever created, and that's for a number of different reasons, including but not limited to its simplicity, versatility, and ability to appeal to audiences of all ages. One of the key features that's helped to earn the title of the most successful video game of all time is that it gives its players unlimited freedom to build and explore within their worlds. But what happens when the ability to explore ends up causing more harm the more you pursue it? Well, this was the case actually for a good friend of mine and fellow YouTuber Roleag, an aspiring content creator and streamer who has spent almost half of his life playing Minecraft actively. Roleag live streams on his Minecraft world called New Yolk or New Yolk 3.0, as the previous two versions of New Yolk got lost due to save corruptions, but for the past 4 months he's been dealing with a rather strange and until recently seemingly unfixable bug. Now, he's made videos and YouTube shorts on the subject asking the community for help, reached out to Mojang support via Twitter, but not even they could help him, and he even tried himself multiple different troubleshooting methods he'd heard about online or from friends, but nothing was working. Now, hearing all of that would usually probably discourage many from even attempting to help, as it seems like if Mojang can't even help, then who can? But I like a good challenge, and I thought I'd take a little bit of a crack at trying to fix this issue for Rolly, and well, this is what happened. So first things first, what is this bug, Joe? Well, in a nutshell, it is the inability to download a realm world onto a PlayStation console, regardless of console space and also internet speeds, or even just general patience. Basically, you go to your realm settings, click download world, and it will start downloading like a normal world would, of course, but it will never finish. The download will just pause at a certain amount of megabytes downloaded and will never continue, no matter how long you leave it. I'm sure for some watching, it might seem like an easy enough thing to fix, especially if you're someone who's actually dealt with bugs like this before. Perhaps some basic tips or tricks will unbudge the download and let it finish, or if you just leave it long enough, it will. But sadly, that is not the case. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning, Rolly made a bunch of shorts asking for advice and help, and here's some of the comments he received of some actual little tips or tricks that people might have actually thought would work to help him budge the download. All of which, may I just add, he did try, and none of which worked. You should try deleting Minecraft and then reinstalling Minecraft. Don't worry, your saves won't be removed either. Restart your console or PC. Maybe try removing any add-ons or texture packs you have on. Keep unplugging your console, it can be glitched, or you have to reinstall Minecraft, or world can be corrupted. It happened to me before. Do you have enough room on your device to like download stuff? Because that could be the problem. Or do you have too much realms? And the last one, which is my personal favorite because this tip is pretty much solid advice, is don't play Bedrock. That's it. Bedrock is just broken. So after hearing all of that, let's dive into how I actually fixed the bug. Well, it started with me and Rolly getting into a Discord call where I initially thought that this was going to be a simple 5-minute process, which wasn't the case, of course. Hey, what's up, man?
Hello.
Hello, what's up, dude? How you doing?
All right. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, man. Can you see me all right?
Yeah.
All right, good, good, good. I can hear the dog on the background going crazy.
Yeah. Look
Yeah.
for my dog.
Yeah, dog's going mad, man. Dog's going mad. Right, so here's the dealio, my man. I can do this quick. There's some Minecraft news, I think, on the brim of coming out, but I can get started. So if you want to just stick in here, I'll show you me doing it, and we can like have a chat while I'm doing it. Cool, cool, cool. Right, cool, cool, cool. Right, well, let me switch scenes right now to my actual live now, like this. So you can see here, like so. It's all good. Right, so this is us here. Let me know if you can see the gameplay. Can you see this? Let me see. Right, can you see this? Yeah, you can see all this.
Yeah.
Right, cool, cool, cool. Put it on widescreen. Let me know if you can still see it. Should be good. But yeah, no. So it won't take me too long, man. I've just got to sign in real quick, and that'll be us. Once it's signed in, we're all good to go.
Yeah.
So let me just see. Go to Microsoft. Are you eating?
No, because I'm just thinking, like, this has been happening with like my game for such a long time. I just didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
It's just annoying me.
No, I can imagine, man. Definitely, it'd be a massive pain in the butt. At least that'll be getting done though and dealt with.
Yeah. So if you copy and paste just the email into like the
yeah,
thing, it's just easier.
I'm just going to sign out this one, and then no, I don't want to use that. Sign in. Then this is where I'll do it here. So I'll go like this, and then we'll click this here, like so, like that, and then the password. Let me click, and that's password. Yeah, I'll get this in a second. No, switch accounts. Use different one.
Oh, I love the profile picture.
Oh yeah, I've got some great ones. They're brilliant. Right. But yeah. So everything you're saying, everything around from 3,000 chunks onwards. So I'm guessing. Everything that is still a lot, by the way. Just let you know, like I can show you the.
Yeah, I know.
The size of it. That might still be a bit large, man, for even like the thing. Like just like honestly, my honest to God opinion, it says use Windows Help.
Yeah, no, but I think where it was from last time is just because I think I went over like 50,000 blocks like away.
Yeah.
Like in some directions of the world, so like that means that's what made it bigger. So yeah, I don't know.
Here's saying use Windows Help hello with your account to easily and securely access apps. So you need to set up a Windows hello. Okay, it's just for a fingerprint thing. I'll just give you a random number, shall I? Or we need to verify you don't. Oh yeah, do you have a pin already? In fact, no, you must have one. Yeah. Do you have a pin?
With my account?
It's just it's just Windows. It's just like the actual Windows thing. It's like a pin that you should have.
Well, I don't know. Don't think so.
Oh no, you definitely will have one. It's like making sure it's you. We need to verify your identity.
Well, where'd it be?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Would your mom know? I guess it's for like when you're on PC. I can put my, I
No.
forgot my pin. Let me see. Right, you can reset your pin by going to settings, accounts, sign in options. Right. We need to verify your identity for Jason. Yeah, so it's making it happen. Go into settings.
Hold on.
Have a little peek, man. Have a little peek.
Where from?
Well, that's does your mom have a PC or does like your family have a PC?
No, that's the thing.
Really? That's strange. Right, let me have a little peek here.
Yeah.
I'll set my account later. There we go. That might be it now. One sec. Let's see if this works.
Uh-huh.
No, it's consistently trying to go like this. It's been a pain. Yeah, use Windows Hello. Yeah, to easily and securely access apps, you need to set up a Windows Hello, fingerprint or PIN. Have it set up. We will automatically add it for this account. May ask to re-verify the Windows later. Oh God. So it's being persistent. Like you need to have a PIN.
What?
Or that you must have a PIN. So I don't know. It must be like this is your mother's account. She must have like put a PIN for being able to access accounts. Some people have one. Like I've got one of mine. It's just for ease of access. I'm trying to think of another way around it. If there is, I don't really believe so though. I can check the Minecraft launcher, see if I can try logging in that way. Maybe this will work a little bit better.
Yeah.
Try this Microsoft login. I think it's just going to do the exact same though. Where I like this, and then you'll see here you're here. Click continue, and it'll do fingerprint. So you need to get a fingerprint from your mum, or like not the fingerprint, but like the actual pin.
Yeah.
If possible.
Shoot. Didn't think of it.
It's just one of those things that's unfortunate. Like I'm trying to think of another way I could do this. Now this is where we hit our first snag. See, the plan was to simply just download New Yolk on my PC or on the Windows 10 version of Minecraft, but I needed to first sign into Rolly's mum's email address, but I couldn't do that without using Windows Hello and having this specific pin his mum must have set for her account. This left us in, to say the least, a slightly frustrating situation, as when I tried logging in via his email to the launcher, of course, it still wouldn't work, so we were completely stuck. And additionally as well, it didn't help that Rolly was refusing to ask his mum what her pin was, as she didn't even know some stranger was jumping on her email, and he had no clue what the pin could be. So defeated but not deterred, I tried my next best idea. The problem is at the minute is like without that I can't get on the PC and get it, and that's like I can't download it. The only other way I could get it from there, if that was to be avoided, which there's not really many ways to do this, would be probably like going onto your PlayStation account on my PlayStation and downloading the world on mine, see if it'll let me, but it probably won't, knowing if it won't let you download it, probably it's not gonna let me download it. Try to think. Pretty much the only other way I can think, but even at that, I just still have to transfer that off of that PlayStation, like the save data, and get that onto it. It's a lot of work. I could do it that way, but it would take a lot more because I've got to get save wizards and stuff installed.
I mean, you could try. I don't know.
Well, it's not even like I can do it. It's just this would be a lot quicker if you can even go and ask your mum or something.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Just because without that pin or anything like that, we can't get past it.
Yeah.
Because like that's the only way you're gonna get your world back. You need to. It's unfortunate. There's no other way past it. Like,
yeah.
Listen, it's up to you, man. It's like there's either one or two ways I can go about it. If I can sign to your PlayStation, I can do it that way. But I would need to. Then what I've got to do is I basically got to put a USB in the PlayStation and basically download the save data via to that. We can try it if you want. If you want to give that a try.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, we'll give that a try. Okay, right. Let's go to live now. I'm going to turn off display and turn on PlayStation. Okay, so you won't be able to see me here, but I'm here, like, trust. So I'm guessing, is it the same email and password for your PlayStation or something different?
Yeah, definitely.
Right, cool. Let me close this.
I'll just text you it.
Yeah, one sec. Cool. If you do it, I can get here. Yeah, hold up. But yeah, so it's like this is the only other way to circumvent that. I know that you do want the world, but it's the big thing that we've got to worry about is whether or not I'll be able to even download the world. I've also still got to set your Microsoft account on PlayStation. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So like that we'll see if that works. It should be okay, like, but maybe you'll have to get an email on your phone or something. Go from there.
Yeah, I'll get an email on my phone.
Yeah, see, like there's already the Minecraft update. It's out 2.61. I really should be covering this. This is
there's nothing really too good about it, to be honest.
What
I see. Yeah.
Well, no, there ain't. It's just fixing a bug, but like it's new news that I want to cover. So I'll cover that in a video. We're good, right? So as you can see, all realms have been updated. You need to update your game to continue playing realms. We have updated game. That's the thing that you're not understanding. Like this, right? Okay, let's try this again. Check for update. Yep, we're up to date. What? Update your game. What is happening, my man? What is happening? So I had signed into Rolly's PlayStation account on my PlayStation, loading Minecraft and signed into his Microsoft account, but unfortunately, due to a new update just releasing minutes beforehand, we couldn't access realms or their settings. With this in mind, we felt slightly sad, but we agreed we'd come back in a couple of days when the realm section was back working again and pick up where we left off, which we did. So a few days later, we returned for round 2. This time the realm section worked completely and the download even started to download, but sadly froze at 654.0 megabytes. Now, even though Rolly told me no matter how long I leave it will not download or not work, I didn't want to listen to him. I wanted to try my own methods, and I tried leaving the download for an hour, and lo and behold, nothing happened. It just wouldn't budge. In the meantime, while we left the download on the PlayStation to do its own thing, we tried signing into Rolly's email again on the PC. This was, as you can imagine, another stressful situation. Rolly and myself were both being continuously confused by the need for a Windows PIN number, and no matter what we tried, nothing was working. Eventually, after trying literally as many different ways to change the PIN or bypass it as possible, Rolly made a suggestion that seemed so stupid it could literally never work. Why don't you try your Windows PIN as it's your PC? It seemed pointless, but I tried, and as you can probably guess, it did damn work. So the entire time, all I needed to do was enter my own PIN. Definitely didn't beat myself all night thinking about that. Anyway, so now Rolly was finally signed into my PC, of course. We loaded up Minecraft, opened the realm settings, and started downloading New Yolk on my PC properly in Windows 10 edition, and it was finally time to see if it could be downloaded. It was a pretty tense moment because we both kind of really knew that if it couldn't be downloaded on PlayStation or PC, it would most likely mean that the world itself was completely corrupted or something was wrong with it, and that means that we probably would never be able to actually download it ever again. So it was quite intense for Rolly. Remember that the goal right now on the PlayStation, it's still completely locked at 654, right? So if we can get past 654, we're making progress. That's the thing.
You're making great progress.
Yeah, we're making great progress. So I'm gonna pour myself another cup of tea.
I still get stuck. I think I just wait for it.
Oh,
for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Probably will get stuck though, wasn't it?
Nah, dude, don't. We'll see. I don't think it will. I think the issue was a PlayStation related issue. That's what the video is going to be all about. I'd love to kind of cover that in a video. The whole
you can make a video. Go on, honestly, just do it.
No, I'm going to, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to make a video properly covering it. But I'm also going to show as well as cutting down your world and bringing the world size down so you can see it.
Yes.
So we can see it all in like real time.
So
and I think afterwards I can show it on Java. It like depends if they kind of let me load up Java edition. I can see you've got Windows 10 edition, hence how I can load this up here. But we'll have to wait and see. Well, you've got only 50 odd megabytes to go, and I'll see if it can get there.
Oh, I'm so scared.
God dang. Okay.
Oh, I'm going so close. I don't like it. I'm so scared.
654, and we're racing past it. There we go.
Oh.
It is slowing down, but it ain't slowing down quick enough.
Yes.
Yes, that's it. Oh,
yes.
gosh. It's such a pain how long you've had to... I mean, this been, what, since December, you said, right?
Yes.
Oh,
no,
dude.
October, Joe.
October, yeah, man. So, like, multiple months.
So oh, my God. That's such a long time. That's like over half a year.
There we go. It's basically going to be done. Oh, once it gets to 63, it'll take a second, naturally, because it'll be
I'm going to cry.
Well, we're going to have to edit this down, so I need you to see. But, yeah, there we go. World Import Starry. That's it. 63. There we go. Let's go.
I'm gonna cry.
There we go.
Why.
That's it downloaded.
I'm gonna cry. What the hell?
So wait, was your world an experimental world?
Apparently it was. I never been turning it on.
That's not very important. We can fix all that. But yeah, right, let's go here. So there you go. Right, that's your world here. Now what we can do is we can click export, and then what will happen here? You can see my files. Can you?
You're so excited.
Right, I can click export. There we go. And once it's exported, I've already got it now. But what I'm doing is I'm exporting it so that I have it as a .mc world file, which means if you wanted, I could literally give this to you or upload this for you. You could give your world out to the public if you wanted to. I'm not saying you do, but like hypothetically, this is how you would do such a thing. Now that the world had been successfully downloaded, though, that didn't mean we were in the green yet. See, the issue that caused the world to not be able to be downloaded on Rolly's PlayStation or on mine, I believe, was the sheer size of it. 760 megabytes might not sound all that crazy in terms of most long-term Minecraft worlds, especially when it comes to players who have been on the worlds for many years, but when it comes to players on PlayStation, it is a huge problem. See, unfortunately, from my understanding, Sony only allows Mojang to give players a set amount of space on each of their profiles. This space includes not only their worlds, but also their skins, texture packs, and other Minecraft-related content. And what exactly is this magical number Sony gives players on PlayStation? Well, 4 gigabytes. I covered this in a video of mine from back in 2020 actually, called Minecraft PlayStation 4 Bedrock Edition More World Storage, where I showcased a conversation I had with the then main Minecraft community manager, Helen Angel, who confirmed the limit imposed by Sony. So in order to trim the world size of New York, I loaded up a free world editing software called Amulet, which will be linked in the description. I then resell the chunks in the end and the nether dimensions, as those usually are a welcome thing for many world owners, and that usually brings the save file way down. Then I highlighted the main part of New York that Rule wanted to keep and delete all of the chunks outside of that highlighted square. From there, I loaded up his world on Bedrock, which caused the world size to promptly adjust to its new size, which was 122.9 megabytes, meaning we had cleared a staggering 640.7 megabytes from the world. Then finally, the last step was uploading the world to Rolly's realm and then seeing if he could download on his PlayStation, which worked perfectly. Let's give it up. There we go, building swing. It's kind of like, oh god, here we go. It's the worst way to introduce it. Blue screen, yay!
Here we go, yay!
Generating, okay, loading resources, lovely. Come on. There we go, loading.
Come on.
It's gonna work, there we are.
Yes!
As you can see, I'm back above this. Now, my controllers are not up to date, so what's happening right at the minute is all the controller presets, I need to update mine.
Oh,
so
that's right, yeah, I know
that's how, yeah, hence how it's so slow. But yeah, it works. There you go, man. That's, you got your world.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I just log back onto my PS4 now?
Yeah, you can. I'm gonna log out of this world here like this. Oh shit! Sorry, all my buttons are weird. Like that. There we go. I'm gonna log out here like so, and then I'm gonna turn off, and that'll be you, man. You can do your thing, dude.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome, my man. There you go.
Thank you so much.
Could even wait till
I don't have to repay you.
No, dude. I was just happy to help, man. I know it's been stressing you out a little, so at least that helps you out. That's you kind of nice, and at least you're good there. There you go, man.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
like,
good, man.
You don't understand how thankful I am.
No, dude. Well, I mean, it's there if you need help at any other time, if there's any issues with it.
I know, but it's just like, I don't know what to say.
You're good, man, honestly. And well, with that was us. New York had been not only saved and was able to be easily downloaded, but it was now also cleaned, making the world beyond the original chunks new and interesting for Rolly and his viewers to explore. Now, I can't lie, I wasn't fully sure how I was going to put this video together, as it seemed like a rather strange concept for a video on the channel, but regardless of how different it might be, I really do hope that some of you watching went to enjoy it. I really like this video to be the beginning of my return to the Minecraft kind of world tour series I used to do back in the day, and I'm going to add this video to that playlist in general. I know it might not seem kind of very connected, of course, to Minecraft World Tours, saving Minecraft worlds, but I feel like there is some level of connection because we're helping people with their Minecraft worlds and we're also touring them as well in kind of the end of the video like this, which I think means that both types of media can exist in the same playlist. I'd also like to add that if anyone watching this needs help with their own worlds or knows someone who does, please feel free to message me in my Discord server, as I'd love to be able to help others with a similar issue, as I know this is incredibly frustrating. But with that all being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did go and enjoy it, please be sure to share it with your friends and family, drop a like, and if you have any questions, leave a comment and I'll respond as soon as possible. Also be sure to subscribe and turn the notification bell to stay notified when I release the next video, obviously, of world tours or saving people's worlds, if I ever do that again. Who knows? And other than that, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you peeps later on. Good night.